Hey everybody, this is Lorelia coming to you tonight. Wanted to do a live video talking about DBAs and LLCs. I get a lot of questions regarding the best way to get business credit or business funding with DBAs and LLCs. And so a lot of people want to know, how does it work? How do you actually get the funding? And so I'm going to share with you the two different things that you need to understand when it comes with getting access to business funding or business credit with a DBA or LLC, especially in regards to real estate. What do I mean? There are two parts. There is the business structure part, which is the DBA doing business as. So depending on where you are in the country, every state is different. I know here in the state that I live in New Jersey, if you want to be a DBA doing business as, all you would have to do is file the necessary paperwork with the county that you live in, or you can do it online. Now, every state is different. Every, state, municipality, county, or wherever you live at, they have their own process. So that is the business structure. Same way with LLC. What are the state requirements that are necessary for you to file in that state? So, okay, we have the structure of the business. But the other piece of it is the funding, it's the finance. So, okay, we have the business structure. That's all about the legality, the tax implications, all this other stuff. But now the sweet spot is this is where everybody is trying to figure out how to get to. Well, how do I get from here with the business structure, with the DBA or the LLC or the S Corp or whatever you have, and now bring it over to funding? Now, let me just put this small disclaimer. Most of the individuals that I helped get funding last month was able, in the month of March, was able to get 2 new real estate investors. Don't even have to be seasoned or an experienced investor, but 2 newbie real estate investors over, I think one was 84, another one was 60. We're already more than 140,000 in funding. With that being said, understand now that I'm going to talk about the funding, all business credit professionals, all funding specialists or individuals are not treated the same. So understand, I can share some information here with this video on this channel. You may see me on YouTube, you may see me on Facebook. Does not mean that you could work with somebody and replicate those same results. Well, what do I mean? So we talked about the business structure. Now I want to talk about the funding. Most of the information that is there on the internet that is being, regurgitated 10 different ways, the same information. You're going to get some funding. You're going to get some business credit. You got to get the trade lines. You got to get the Dun & Bradstreet. You got to get the paydex score. By all means, there's 100 ways to skin a cat. But let me share with you, ladies and gentlemen, that's only going to get you maybe 1,500, maybe 3,000, maybe 5,000, because most of the individuals who are sharing with you this process, either they don't understand that is a very slow process. Many of them may have never even did it themselves. And if they have, they may still can't tell you how you're going to get to 50 to 60 to the $84,000. I'm here to tell you, ladies and gentlemen, doing those things is not going to get you to $50,000. It may get you a $1,500 business credit card. It may get you a $5,000 business credit card. But if I'm teaching individuals how to collectively leverage business credit, business funding to invest in real estate, you're gonna need at least the minimum to do any something, at least 50,000. What is a $5,000 credit card gonna do for you? It's not gonna do anything. So with that being said, I told you the two pieces you need. Talked about the business structure, now talking about the funding, the lending, how to get the money. Once again, it really does depend. What are your goals? What are you really trying to get? Are you really just trying to slowly but consistently and gradually build some business credit? By all means, there's nothing wrong. You may want to start off with $1,500 and maybe elevate to 5,000 and then to 75 and then to 10 and to 15. But what I share with people is, let's put you on the fast track, especially in regards to real estate. Because if you have any experience in real estate, especially depending on where in the country you live in, here in the Northeast, having a $5,000 business credit card is not going to help you with business credit. It's just not. So that's why with the individuals I work with, I help them get 5 figures in funding. But understand, every professional is not the same, especially in regards to ethically. Not we gonna do something illegal, we gonna use your dead grandfather's, social security number and get you something with Navy Fed, or we gonna use some crazy shell corp and all this other stuff. I truly believe that there's a legal and an ethical way of doing things, and it does require you to leverage your personal credit. Um, if you listen to any of my past videos, you will understand that I'm a big advocate of leveraging your personal credit. It's the fastest way to really get you to the money. And at the end of the day, it's almost the only way. The days are gone where you solely, as a new business, because most of the people who are watching this video are new DBAs, new LLCs. The days are gone where you are a new business entity. You have no history of any business revenues. You have no history of any type of business performance. Your personal credit is challenged. And you think you're going to get this windfall of money just because you got a paydex score and you've been paying some trade lines online. If you really think that's going to get you to the 5 figures, I got the Brooklyn Bridge to sell to you. Or how about I'll sell you the Hoover Dam? Come on, think about it. If it was that easy, why did the government give out trillions upon billions, trillions, or what have you, of PPP funding if all you truly needed was just an LLC? If just you needed a DBA? And let's just, and what a lot of people don't understand is that another piece that's not talked about in regards to getting business credit, to be able to use for real estate, is what you have to understand is, if you're working with a lender, every lender has their own criteria. Understand there's the legality and the business structure piece, and then there is the funding piece. Most people only focus on the legality and the structure piece. So most people are only really talking about what type of LLC they have, what type of DBA they have. And if you notice, I haven't been talking about corporations or S corps, because primarily in real estate, most people hold it in LLCs. By all means, don't, am no attorney, do not play one on TV, so understand I share this with you being able to consult with your legal advisor as well as your tax advisor. In terms of real estate structuring, it's primarily LLC focused, but it does not have anything to do with the funding. Many people come to me and say, well, which one is better? Should I have the DBA or should I have the LLC? Neither one of them is going to really, if you don't have the other pieces, like I talked about, some type of business revenue, some type of historical business historical information in terms of your personal credit. So with all those things you have, then the structure is not really an importance. But one, understand, it's really up to the lender. It is up to the lenders. Greetings, DJ Gigi Sweet. Thanks for joining me. So understand, it's really dependent upon if you're using a lender, what is it that the lender requires? So it's not a case of which one is better to have than the other. Doesn't depend on that, because the other factors are more important. Your personal credit is important. Once again, if you're following the strategy that I help people with, I don't know what's out there on the internet, but what I do know is that most people are really only getting maybe 2,500, maybe 5,000, unless they have a history. And this is the other piece. A lot of people out there who may be teaching it, they may have the $50,000 credit lines, the 75,000, the 100 or whatever, but then they're teaching you something that's very outdated and archaic. So that's the other piece of it. Yes, some people have the success themselves, but can they help you get that success? So that, I know, that's really all that I have tonight in regards to DBAs and LLCs. But somebody left a question on my YouTube channel, and I thought I'd do a video about it because it is a topic that's widely talked about. A lot of people come to me, which one is better? Now that I have it, how do I get to the funding? And if that's something you want to know, that you and I can strategically talk about your situation, then the best way to reach me is to go to my website at www.helpmegetbizcredit.com, because individuals that I work with, like I said, I help them get a mid 5 figures in funding. So I'm not talking about 10 or 15, 50,000 and more. And I can tell you, most people who I work with, or should I say, most people who come to me looking for help, we may not qualify, because understand, very selective with who I want to work with, because it does take work, and just want to make sure that there's a good meeting of the minds of the individuals that I work with. So once again, I hope this information leaves you with some clarity, because once again, many people want to know, DBA, LLC, which one's the fastest way to get to funding? It really just depends, but I did talk about the two main things. You have the structure piece, and then you have the funding piece. And then it's a matter of bringing the two worlds together to get to the funding. So once again, this is Lorelia. I'm looking forward to doing another video later on this week. If you want to learn more about me, links will be underneath this video, and I look forward to talking to you in the next video. Bye-bye.
Bye.